Can we? So everyone wants to. Tom wants to be all pissy pants over here because I'm talking about Vladimir Putin.
Tom's been quiet for a while.
Good. That's why we're doing well today. Now the.
Oh, here
Tom,
we
relax.
go.
We're joking here, guys.
You know what, dude?
You know what,
Sometimes
dude?
you're like France. You're like France. You're a member of NATO, but you're a pain in the ass to everybody else.
Patrick Bet-David has to lash out against his own co-host, yes, the Adam Sosnick, for an unhinged, woke, ridiculous comment, which ends up igniting a very heated debate. You guys will want to watch this entire video. I promise you. Let's just get straight into it. Watch Patrick Bet-David lash out and destroy and honestly humiliate his own co-host Adam Sosnick for an insanely woke take live on the Patrick Bet-David podcast. Let's get into it.
Putin worth $200 billion.
That's my boy.
That's your guy.
I know it. It's my guy.
Unless we hold him to account, he'll keep stealing and he'll keep thieving in this kleptomaniac autocracy that's called Russia. Keep in mind one thing. The president of Russia, pull this up, Rob, pull up salary. The president of Russia makes about $135,000 a year. In America, it's $400,000. You know, right, it was right there. $120,000 per annum, not in rubles. How is someone that makes that amount of money worth $200 billion?
I love that you're bringing this up. So this leads me to one thing. If this is what you really believe about that people who do this, then in 2024 on November 5th, you're only voting for one person, because that one person is not using the government's money to run. That one person used his own money to run.
RFK you're talking about?
Not RFK.
Oh.
That guy's using...
Nikki?
No, it's only one
Trump.
guy. You know who he is.
Got
So, meanwhile, if you want to find that net worth before and after, Rob, if you want to pull up, Obama's, I don't know, Clinton's and Biden's net worth before and
Bernie
after.
or Pelosi.
If you can do this, this will be a great exercise for Adam, because I like where Adam's going with
any of them are billionaires, I'd be shocked.
Well, if
but
you can,
$200 billion, richest man in the world.
That's the one right there. So zoom in on that one right there. So that's pretty interesting. So Trump's net worth before running $4.5 billion. Now it's $2 billion. Obama's $3 million. Now $40 million. Clinton's $500,000. Now $100 million. And then you got Biden's is on that list as well. So, you're kind of interesting the angle and direction you're taking. I didn't think you were going to be this bold this morning with this story, specifically the fact that it impacts America. And the difference between us and them is, you're right, in a communistic nation, you can steal more and get away with it because there is less regulation. In a country like ours that there's more regulation, you have to be more deceptive and conniving and more slick to be able to steal money. And you got to give respect. If you're saying your value in the fact that you don't like people going into politics and then all of a sudden becoming rich and having houses in Hawaii and, paddleboarding, you take a day off, you don't take a day off, and, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that's a very, very good political point you just made right there, Mr. Adams.
You bring up a great point,
yeah.
And I, as someone that minored and double majored in sarcasm, I see what you're doing. I respect you. There's a big difference between, and not that I'm advocating, there's a big difference between 40 million, 100 million, and $200 billion.
Here's the real difference, homeboy. The difference is that's a guesstimated. The difference here is this is audited.
Yeah.
So
do you question this guesstimation?
Of
From
course
Fox
I question.
Business?
Question everything.
Of course I question the guesstimation. Will I say he's worth a couple $2 billion? Yes. Would I say he has used the power that he has to take money away XYZ? Yes. But you know what else that does? If you're going to go there, no problem. Would I say no one's increased their net worth more because this person's learned his habits from Putin? You know who's probably gotten the richest if that guesstimation applies to people that steal money from their government and nobody catches them? There's this guy down the street from Russia, okay? They're like a block away from each other. What's this guy's name? Zelensky.
Oh, the guy with the green
So you know
shirts?
what? The Zelensky guy has probably increased his net worth the most the last 2 years, Adam, if that's correct. And I think probably maybe Putin behind closed doors angry because Zelensky is getting richer than him. Because there is no way in the history of mankind we've had a better beggar, a better fundraiser, a better guy that goes around and raising money and pleading and crying and all this stuff. and then somehow, some way, he's getting richer and doing commercials with clothes that cost $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 with him and his beautiful wife.
This might get uncomfortable.
Here we go.
If you were the president of
By the way, guys, make sure you like today's video, subscribe, comment down below. We would really appreciate it. It's actually the only things that we actually care about. So please do that. We'll get back to the video.
Yeah.
your name was PBD Zelensky,
Okay.
and you were invaded by this thug called Vladimir Putin, what would you do?
What do you mean?
Would you not go beg, plead, borrow money? Would you not appeal to NATO and your European allies? Would you not try to go and basically market yourself to the world as, help me out here, I've been invaded? What would you do?
You just changed the story.
I'm asking you a question.
No, you're changing the story.
Okay.
What I'm saying to you is, one could make the argument for Zelensky also being one of the richest people in the world who's stealing money, and that's speculation. What Fox is also doing is they're speculating. By the way, a speculation that the world probably believes in. No one's questioning that. But the difference is we don't have law and order in Russia the way we have law and order in America, which is why we like law and order. But for you to believe that if the law and order and the ability and the control was available to the Clintons and Obamas and others to create that kind of wealth, they're probably going to sleep at night envious that they can't steal that kind of money and use their politics to make a lot of money.
With all due respect,
themselves.
my CEO, my friend Patrick Bet-David, this has nothing to do with the Clintons and Obamas, and we can talk about
But
that.
it does, though. No, it does.
And
though.
I believe they should be held to account.
But they're not going to.
They're never going to.
They're not going to.
Okay, can we? So everyone wants to. Tom wants to be all pissy pants over here because I'm talking about Vladimir Putin.
Tom's been quiet for a while.
Good. That's why we're doing well today. Now the.
Here
Tom,
we
relax.
go.
We're joking here, guys.
You know what, dude?
You know what,
Sometimes
dude?
you're like
You know what?
France. You're like France. You're a member of NATO, but you're a pain in the ass to everybody else.
Good one, Tom. No one understood that one.
Yes, they
but
did.
here's my question. Can everyone be wrong, but can Putin be way more wrong? So here's the question before you answer that.
Listen, this guy's a former KGB member. I don't know how many times I have to tell you, he's a gangster. Yeah. You know what gangsters do?
They do gangster shit.
They do gangster stuff, RICO. But then RICO laws don't apply to politicians. Do you not understand that? Do you not understand that the way to go into, you start off and you say, I want to make a lot of money. If you start off and you say, I want to make a lot of money, or you want to have a lot of power. If you want to make a lot of money, you go into business, you have to bust your ass, build equity, work your ass up for a couple of decades, and then you're going to have some money, right? But if you go in politics, how do you make money in politics? How do you actually make money in politics?
Crony capitalism, lobbyists, it's shady business. I agree.
Which means the part that I'm agreeing with you is anybody who has been a lifelong member of politics, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and they get rich, they're stealing from you, period. Anybody that all of a sudden creates that kind of wealth, that's what they're doing. By the way, do you know who invested in NVIDIA right before? Can you type in NVIDIA and type in Pelosi? You ever heard of these people called Pelosi and NVIDIA?
Nancy?
If you type in NVIDIA and you type in Pelosi, okay?
Oh, there she is.
Let's see when was
Nancy, this is a month ago. Nancy Pelosi disclosed a 7-figure bet on NVIDIA over the Christmas holiday, despite recent efforts to permanently ban lawmakers from trading stocks. What a great timing, Nancy Pelosi.
Guys,
the point is, he's doing it at much higher levels than others. You know why, though? One reason. Law and order, because he can. And guess who else doesn't have law and order? Ukraine, because he can. Guess who else doesn't have law and order? China, because they can. Guess who else doesn't have law and order? Iran. You know what Khamenei's are worth? Type in Khamenei net worth. Khamenei is a very traditional American last name, Rob, so you should know how to spell it. Khamenei starts with K-H. Khamenei
Spit on the
net
mic,
worth.
Pat.
Khamenei net worth, family net worth, okay? If you type in
Who's that fisherman?
Rob, I can't believe you can't spell Khamenei.
Right there, go right there. No, second one, Rob. Just go to the second one. U.S. claims Khamenei controls wealth over what? $200 billion. They're richer than Putin. What's the point here? These stories, this is 5 years ago. If these guys were worth $200 billion 5 years ago, they're probably worth $600 billion today, $400 billion today. These are not new stories. Politicians in countries that lack law and order become richer than politicians in countries that there's law and order.
Guys, you will have to tell me your thoughts on this in the comments below. Whose side are you on lately? More people have been sympathizing with Adam Sosnick, which is quite interessante if you ask me. But yeah, let me know who you side with, who won in the comments below. And if you made it to the end of the video, comment an orange, or not an orange heart, a purple heart for the algorithm. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.